What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified when videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting the like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure that we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link to change.org in the description and put your signature on the reparations petition that I authored. And with that being said, family and friends, let's get into today's topic. Good times. Anytime you meet a payment, good times. Anytime you meet a friend, good times. Anytime you're out from under, not getting hassled, not getting hustled, keeping your head above water, making a wave when you can. Temporary layoffs, good times. Easy credit ripoffs, good times. Scratching and surviving, good times. The part that nobody knows, good times. Ain't we lucky we got them? Good times. My brothers and sisters, created by Eric Monti, Good Times was a pillar in the community. It had its, moments, very cringy moments, but overall it was a very good show. It was a very good show. You had much of what you have in most families, Some you got your artist, you got your militant or conscious person. You have the hard worker. You also have the Bible thumper. Good Times was a show that made sense in a time where Black Americans had no representation. The show gave representation, and the actors that they selected to play the roles, they gave everything to those roles. Whether they agreed on how the role should be or not, they gave everything to those roles. And they fought to keep a lot of the buffoonery out of the roles. Because JJ, his job was to buffoon, to shuck and jive. But the actors fought against it, with the exception of JJ himself, or the man who plays JJ, excuse me. So it makes no sense to me that Netflix then goes and see a need to remake this into some sort of animated buffoonery. Make it into just a wave of buffoonery and tap dancing. And you have people talking about, well, you got to give it a chance. No, we don't. We ain't got to give anything a chance. It's the same thing they said about Leaving Neverland. Well, if you haven't watched it, how can you critique it? I don't need to watch it to critique it. And then I ended up watching it, and it was still the same nonsense that Michael Jackson fought and beat while he was here, while he was breathing. So no, we don't have to give anything a chance. That goes for the color purple. That goes for anything. When it's disrespectful, when it's showing something that we don't like and it's supposed to be representative of us. No. Not at all. So I'm going to play this. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. I'm going to play this and then we're going to get into it, family.
I have important news.
Let me guess. The state called and they want to cut you a disability check for your face. Hold up. You can get paid for that?
This is from a fool who stares at his orange juice every morning.
It says concentrate on the box. Who the dummy now? Shit. Me for not wearing a condom. Woo! Shadows fall over my heart. It all started with my grandfather, James Evans. My job as the man of this house is to take care of this family no matter what.
I just want to let you know I'm going to take good care of Gray.
Gray, who is this I'm about to kill?
Juan, my boyfriend. Daddy, let him go.
Baby, she come with me.
Junior's repeating the 10th grade for the 3rd time.
Is there anything you can suggest to help him get to the drive-thru?
Can you do OnlyFans? Take off your shoes. Let me see what kind of feet you working with.
I'll take you to the dark side.
Dear Black Heavenly Father, colored Redeemer, if you could just help us.
Son, it's for you.
New phone. Who this?
Black, everything.
At least they ain't got that drug dealing baby under my roof no more.
Man, my mouth ready for some milk right now.
Dalvin, why are you so breast obsessed? It's childish, man.
Bruh, I'm a baby. I can't get no more childish than that.
In a nocturnal state of mind.
Your neighborhood is a real shithole.
It's the system. They put the guns and drugs on the streets.
Underneath this black, black sky.
This is getting dangerous. I won't just sit back and let you put yourself in harm's way. I love you too very much.
Everything black.
The revolution would not be televised.
Come on, Rosa Parks, can't you just enjoy this?
Black bird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything black.
We're just as good as the Evans of old.
Isn't that just dynamite?
But the truth is, we're the Evans of new.
Bitch, you look like money.
Everything black. What about the struggle?
We're black. It'll be here tomorrow.
Everything black. Black bird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything black.
Wait a minute. The baby, little baby, and baby baby?
Too many babies around this crib.
All right, family. I can't help to notice. I couldn't help to notice that the theme song, black, black, everything black, sky black, black, black. This literally comes from Seth MacFarlane, the guy who wrote Family Guy, the guy who did the Cleveland Show. The guy who just came with this TV sitcom series, Orville, or whatever the hell it's called. I sat down to try to look at that one time. And the character representation in that is ridiculous. But here you have black, black, everything black. Yeah, except for the person who wrote the damn story, who wrote the show. And then the showrunner is an Afro-Latina from, I think, Colombia or something like that. Cuba. I think she's from Cuba. But black, black, everything black. You see, family, this is why telling our stories is important. It should be an act of treason to allow anybody outside of our community to tell our stories. And I know we don't have control over who tells the story or who gets uplifted in Hollywood and all this other stuff, but we do have the power to say, I'm not watching that crap. And I'm not letting anybody around me watch that crap. If you come around me talking about that crap, you're going to get a whole earful. Because it doesn't represent us in any way. It doesn't represent us in any way. You got the young girl in the strip club. You got a crack dealing baby. A crack dealing baby. This thing on. A crack dealing baby. And this is supposed to be something that we're supposed to be excited about? You got Steph Curry's name on it as an executive producer. So what? What the hell does Steph Curry know about doing anything in film? Can someone answer me that question? When have you ever seen a production from Steph Curry? Just name one. And if he have them, then it literally ain't getting put out there like the way this is getting put out there. They're making sure that you know Steph Curry is an executive producer on this. Also, Norman Lear, a dead man. A dead man. How did a dead man executive produce anything? Oh, my family, this is so far gone from the good times of Eric Monty, who never really got paid, who got pushed to the wayside. And I asked myself, why would they have Norman Lear's name on there but not Eric Monty? And then I thought about it. Who's to say Eric would even want his name on some trash like this? This is what John and Esther was fighting against. This is what Esther and John was fighting against. John Amos and Esther Rose. They're literally, this is what they fought against. The buffoonery that they was fighting against. But Jimmy Walker was okay playing the buffoon. Jimmy Walker was able, in his mind, to push his blackness to the side to get that check. But John Amos and Esther, they wasn't having it. What we just witnessed is not only a disgrace to the legacy of Eric Monty, but it's also a straight disrespectful shot at the black community. That's what it is. You can't look at it any other way. If you guys have noticed, 2024 has literally been showing us as black Americans as just the descendants of American slaves. It's been showing us everything that people try to shy away from. They want to close their eyes to, wear blinders to. You got so many people capping for the Democratic Party. 2023, 2024 has shown you that the Democratic Party is showing the black community their ass, and they do not care. They've been disrespecting us back to back. And it's the same thing happening in Hollywood. All the people that's running around talk about just give it a chance, give it a shot. You need to sit down and have several seats. We can't do this to anybody else's community. If I was to go create a commercial where I have a bunch of Cuban women half naked dancing on the strip pole with their Cuban flags on their bikinis or whatnot, smoking and drinking and acting a fool, you would have a problem with it if you were Cuban, especially if it was coming from a black director. If I made a movie about Chinese kung fu or something like that, and I had the stereotypical Chinaman, Ching Chong Chong with the long mustache, the extra squinty eyes, oh, it would be a problem, especially coming from a black director. So why is it that people feel that it's okay for people who aren't a part of our community to do the same? Hell, why do you feel that people a part of our community can disrespect us in that type of manner? You want to be a coon? I can't stop you from doing that. But what I can do is stop you from bringing or pulling our community into your buffoonery. I don't have to watch nothing. I don't have to give anything a chance. We've gave everybody chances after chances after chances. To what end do we say that's enough? To what end do we say, oh, you think that that's going to fly? Okay, have fun with that. To what end do we look at Netflix and say, oh, you think that this is funny? Okay, let's see how funny your subscription count is going to be after we're done with you. This is what's necessary. Hell, half the things on Netflix ain't even worth paying for anyway. And for those of you who have an account, you know I ain't lying. You know I ain't lying. You can find almost every movie somewhere else. Even their originals. Don't get me started. So I feel like if you're a black American, you should be canceling your subscription. This is what they want. Because you don't disrespect a group of people like this unless you want them away from your product. Tyson Foods want us to stop purchasing Tyson products because they firing all those other people to hire all these illegals. So they must not want us to purchase their products. It is very simple to say, you know what? These people are disrespecting us. Let's take away the money. I said this at the George Floyd march out here in Houston when I was boots on the ground then. And we walked and we marched all the way to the courthouse. And we stood there and had like a get together speech type situation And there was no microphones, no podiums. It was just people freestyling what they were saying to the people. Now, you got all these people who are supposed to be activists sitting there talking about what needs to be done in our communities to stop this type of stuff. But it was all on us. It's things that we needed to stop to make sure that they stopped the police brutality. And when I heard that, I cut off the person that was talking. And I said, damn that. If you want to affect change, and this has always been my position, if you want to affect change, fuck up the money. Make sure you stop spending money with these same companies that are actually putting money into these police departments. Oh, when I said that, the so-called activists who were there, everybody got in the frenzy. Why? Because they were a part of BLM. And one of them said, well, no. We actually appreciate our corporate backers who make it so we can be out here. First and foremost, they don't make it so we can be out here. We make it so we can be out here. And I refuse to stand next to a person who's sitting here thinking more about their corporate sponsors than how to stop a person from getting unalived by a race soldier with a badge. So when it comes to these type of situations, my mind is very clear that you should not be getting any black dollars. And if you don't understand how powerful the black dollar is, turn on your TV and look at all the targeted ads to black Americans. Everything is being, you have to understand, you are the target of everything for your black dollars. They're not targeting Hispanics. They're not targeting Asians. In almost every commercial, you see somebody who's a consumer, and that consumer is usually black. In every commercial, you see a black person trying to sell you on a product because you're black as well. Let's get this very, very clear. Crystal. That the black dollar is the most important dollar outside of the white community. To these companies, let's be very clear, because they already know they got the white dollar. And it still doesn't measure up to getting that black dollar, because the black dollar is consistent. It is very consistent. So at the end of the day, family, my feelings on this moving forward is anybody that's showing these disrespectful type of situations and directing it to us as a community needs to lose the black dollar. Period, point in black. And we need to stand on that square. Because then you see change effectively happen. If you allow a person to disrespect you over and over and over and over again, what incentive do they have to stop disrespecting you? What incentive do they have to stop disrespecting you? They have absolutely none. So you got to give them an incentive. Nothing Seth MacFarlane puts on TV should get black eyes. No movie that he does, every movie that he does should flop when it comes to the black community. Every TV show he does should be canceled because it's not getting enough black eyes on it. Oh yeah, it's very important to understand this, because that's what makes you a powerful people. Having your power to do something and using it when necessary. I would never, ever, ever refer to this buffoonery as a good times, ever. It could have been called something else. He could have created a whole different show, because that's exactly what it is. And he says that he was the grandson of James. So whose son are you? Whose son are you? Are you Michael's son? Are you JJ's son? And how did you get back into the ghetto if you're JJ's son? Because JJ, when the show ended, he was a millionaire, right? So how did you end up, like, did you squander the money? Like, what is going on? But I don't care enough to watch the show to find out. I care more about the disrespect in this show rather than the story. And since that's the case, guess what? I won't be watching the story. Simple and plain. Easy fix. And I suggest you do the same. I suggest, if you are a Seth MacFarlane fan, to remove him from your lexicon. Remove all his movies. Remove all his TV shows. Or go back and watch some of these things with a black eye now. With a black eye view. Which is actually a channel I got coming up. We'll talk about that later. We're going to be looking at different things from the point of view of a black man. But I would suggest you remove all these things and make it very, very known how you feel about this, so that it can get back to the man. I was about to call him all kind of names, but anyway, it can get back to him. And I suggest that anybody that has anything to do with this new version of Good Times, that they get the business as well. Especially the showrunners, who isn't even a black woman. Well, I guess you could say she's black technically. She's not ethnically black. She's not from here. She don't understand the struggles, and nor do she want to, of the American slaves or the descendants of them. JB Smoove. It's really hard for me not to hate this man. I try so, like, I don't even find the dude funny, to be honest with you. I never have. And this is one of the reasons why, because a lot of the roles that he play are like buffoonish. It's like the J.J. Walker situation. It is. And then Yvette Nicole Brown, she comes out and she tries to defend her position. She tries to defend her position on her character. Oh, y'all just gotta watch the show. This is a good character, and I put in. I don't give a dang what you got to say. You sound stupid. And if y'all don't know who Yvette Nicole Brown is, she's the soft-spoken woman, the soft-spoken black woman from the TV show Community. So guess who else is off the list? Like, there's a lot of problems in our community when it comes to being willing to sell out your own community for I don't even say a bunch, just crumbs off of someone else's table. I wouldn't even be this mad if the show had its own identity. I would still be mad about the crack selling baby, the drug dealing baby. I would still be mad at some of the stereotypes in it, but it wouldn't be Good Times. It would have his own identity, and I would just choose not to watch it. I will let you guys know we shouldn't watch it. Now I'm like, no, boycott everything. Netflix, Seth MacFarlane, JB Smoove, Yvette Nicole Brown, anybody that got anything to do with this. That's what I'm planning to do. And I hope you all will do the same. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified when videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting the like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm so we can get this message out to the ears that need to hear. If you have not done so yet, please make sure you click the change.org link in the description and put your name on the petition for reparations. Family, this type of stuff can't be allowed. And we can't stand for the type of buffoonery, the type of disrespect, the type of shucking and jiving. We can't stand for it. Please leave me a comment and tell me what you think about this. Tell me how you feel about this. Are you planning on watching this? With that being said, family and friends, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.